Hey everybody, Greg from Avid here. We are at NAMM 2020. It is very loud in here, so you're not hearing that, but that's okay. I'm here with the legendary, impeccable Mr. Andrew Scheps. Andrew, just got off stage. How are you? Great to see you.
Thanks, Greg.
So, just got off stage. What an amazing presentation. Thank you so much. I mean, you covered so much. I mean, S1s, folder tracks, but you also covered your workflow, and everybody was we were just all wide-eyed. That was just amazing. So first, thank you. Second, you've been working with the S1s for a little bit. You seem very comfortable there. How's that been going for you?
They're great. I mean, I've had an S3 for a long time, so the idea of having the control surface is there. And I wanted the S1s because I wanted to be able to just grab one of them and go. The S3 is awesome, but it's not that portable. The S1, I was hoping like really flat. I might even cut the legs off it or something so it'll go in a backpack. But no, it's small enough that I can absolutely grab it and go, which is great. And I don't miss having the second row of knobs, actually. I found that I never really used some of the stuff you can do on the S3 because I use it really just for faders, and every once in a while I'll be flipping sends down, but it's all for faders. So for the S1s, for me, make perfect sense. They're awesome.
That's great. Are you using it with a tablet?
Yeah. And that's one of the awesome things is it doesn't have to be iOS anymore. So I've got my iPad is on my Pro Tools dock, and then I've got two Fire 10-inch tablets from Amazon that were on a Black Friday sale for less than £100 in the UK.
Not there.
Yeah, and they work great. And you can get the brightness so the colors look exactly the same. And having that extra display is awesome. Really, really good.
That's awesome. You've also been a huge proponent of folder tracks, and obviously we're showing that off now in this preview version of 2020. Just the way you kind of rolled through that. I mean, is that something you've been wanting for a long time, to kind of have that available to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think anybody who's used Pro Tools has wanted because it's been in some other DAWs and different implementations and things like that. But I've never worked in another program that had it because I just work in Pro Tools all the time. But I have, in the space of 3 days when we got the first beta build with the folder tracks, I would not mix without them now. I absolutely would not. Technically it's just organizational, so who cares? Like, it's not changing what you can do, but the ability to have a very large complex session look simple until you want it to look complex is just amazing. It really changes the way you think about the session. You think in big picture until you want to get down in the weeds, and you don't have to scroll past the weeds all the time. It's great.
That's awesome. So kind of going back a little bit, when did you start, quote unquote, working in the box?
Well, I mean, I mixed completely in the box before I mixed on a console because I couldn't afford a console and I didn't have budgets to book a studio most of the time. So, I mean, I've been mixing in the box. Like, I remember distinctly the day that delay compensation came out. Because it's like, oh wow, now I don't have to put bypassed versions of the same plugins on extra tracks and things like that. I used to do all my delay compensation by hand. So 888's D24 cards, so when was that? Yeah, it's been a long time. And so, but I've went fully back in the box probably 6 years ago now, maybe a little longer actually. Yeah, it's been a while and I love it. I wouldn't mix any other way right now.
That's awesome. So I'm curious about your fascination with tractors and kind of what's the deal with that? I love it. I think it's great. But tell me what.
My wife is English, and that's why I live in the UK now. We live right where she grew up, and her dad was a farmer, market gardener, about 40 acres of vegetables, things like that. And tractors are just awesome, man. They generally move slowly, especially old Massey Fergusons. So it's not like racing around anywhere. But they are so powerful. Like something where in a car you would die and get stuck and whatever, you just roll right through it. And I don't know, there's something just awesome about being on a tractor with there's no cab to it, so you're like in the air doing stuff that would be impossible without a tractor. I don't know, I just think they're awesome.
Sounds therapeutic, actually.
Yeah.
That's pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So Andrew, I mean, you've got a very busy schedule. I mean, obviously you're with us here at the main site. You've got a bunch of other stuff happening. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you so much. Are there any upcoming projects you can talk about, or not really? You can say no. That's fine. there's stuff happening.
Well, there's always stuff going on. I never talk about stuff until it's actually out. But something that came out a couple months ago, which I'm excited about, is there's a band called Low Roar that is on my label, and it's his 4th record. And we had a bunch of songs placed in the Death Stranding PlayStation game, which is awesome. So that's really exciting. So a couple months old, but yeah, it's still great. Low Roar. Listen.
I'm actually a fan. Actually, a buddy of mine, Carmen Rizzo, did a remix for them.
Yes.
And that's how I got turned on to that.
All right.
And I own Death Stranding. I haven't started playing it yet, but now I've got a much bigger reason to check it out.
There's 16 Low Roar songs in that game.
What?
Yeah.
All right. I will boot up the PlayStation when I get home, and we'll check it out. Andrew, thank you so very much, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.